So welcome back, and today we're going to be doing the Ikfk switch using constraints on the hand. I'll also use one using the node editor. So here we have a scene that is already prepared. So we have the main joint, which is my shoulder joint over here, which is the one that we are going to bind to our character. And then let me hide that. We have our IK. This one is going to use IK control, and this one is going to use FK control. So let me hide that one, and I also have some controls over here which I've already created, like that is going to be just a circle over there, which I'm going to use to create my IK controls over here. Now I'll come over here and go to rigging, skeleton, create IK handle. I'm going to create a rotator plane, and then I start from here, then all the way to there. Then now I have my IK handle over there. Next, I'm going to use a constraint to constrain my IK handle to my circle over here. So I'll select the circle, then I select my IK handle. Now when you're working with constraints, it's not like parenting, you go the other way around. So circle, and then the IK handle, then under constraint, I pick a point constraint. Now, if I select these now and move it around, you see everything is working fine. All right. So, and make sure you rename these to control IK like that. So I'm going to hide that. I'm going to hide this, and also my IK, just controls like that, and hide that for now. And what I need to do now, and the handle itself. So what I need to do now is unhide my FK now. Just hide FK. Now for the FK, I have controls over here, which I need to unhide. Created these circles to be able to control, and like right now, see, that's it. So I need to work on them to control my rig over here. Now you do not parent. Okay, you do not parent. So let me select all these and make sure I've frozen transform on all of them. So modifier, freeze transformations, yeah, that is fine. Okay, so now all I need to do is work on an orient constraint on these ones over here. So I select these, I'll actually start here, select that, then shift select my shoulder over there, and under constraints I'll put an orient constraint, and then select this, and then I select my elbow, and then I hit G to repeat another orient constraint, then this, then shift this, then G to repeat another orient constraint. Now again I come in and parent them, going back, I select this, then shift select this, then hit P to parent them together, then I select this one here, and then shift select the shoulder and hit P to parent, so that the shoulder is the parent of all this. Okay, now if I select this one now, I select all of them, let me just pick all of them now, and then I rotate, there we are, see, it's working nicely, and that's working quite fine. If I were to rotate this one, you notice everything rotates, that is fine. So with that, now I need to come in and work on my main shoulder so that I can put them together nicely. So let me hide the FK for now. Let me hide the FK for now, the controls and the shoulder itself. So I have both the IK, this one here, all right, and its controller, which is that one, and then I also have the FK with its controller, which is that one, right? So we have that, and they're all at the same place, they're all in the same place. So now if I unhide, hide now this one here, that's the kind of thing we have. Let me hide my controllers for now, hide that. And what we need to do is we need to orient now our main joints here to be to be oriented now nicely, we use an orient constraint to control our main joint. So I'll come in here and open all of them, like the shoulder, shoulder, shoulder of all these. So I'm going to start with the shoulder over here, IK shoulder, the shoulder, the FK shoulder, the one that we did last, and then we come and pick the IK shoulder, hold control, use control, the IK shoulder, then we pick this shoulder now. So we start with the FK, IK, then our main joint shoulder, so that we create some constraint for it over there. So we'll come in here and put an orient constraint, which now is right here. See, now we have these two. Okay, so should we select this one here on the shoulder itself, right under it, we have this one here. So that should we rotate any of these, like if I come to the FK and I unhide the FK controls, let me unhide the FK controls. Should I rotate these? You'll notice there. See that? That rotates. Okay, there we are. Now you're having it follow. Okay, it's following nicely over there. All right. So now is because now this one now is at 50%, sort of. It's 1-1. All right, it's trying to get influence from the FK and the IK at the same time. So if I come in here and put IK at 0, see, it's going to jump into this. So I put it at 1, then they share. For now, that's where we're going to start, making sure that they share. So let me come back to this here and take this back to 0. So I'm going to go to the elbow and do the same. So I'm going to come in here and find my elbow, FK elbow, then control, find IK elbow, then control, find our elbow of our main joint, like that. Now once I find those ones again, I just come over here, constraint, and under orientation constraint, remember yours, you might find it like this, so make sure maintain offset is on. Maintain offset is on, although they're on the same area. So I add that kind of a constraint, so that now we can have the elbow over there. Then finally we come to the wrist, so I need to open these ones here, FK wrist, then control IK wrist, then control main joint wrist. All right, and then again constraint, orientation constraint. So we have all those three now. If I come to my wrist now, I'll find all these. There's this one, there's that one, and there's that one right there. So now that we have that, we will need now to come in and use a driven key to sort of make sure that we can switch between IK and FK. So first things first, let me come here first and let me close all this now. Now I have a control over here which is called IKFK right here. So if I unhide it, that's the control. Here it is. It's just a line over there. Now this one here is, I'm going to parent it because right now it's free over there. I'm going to parent it to my wrist over here so that it moves with the hand wherever the hand goes. So I'm going to select that, then shift select my wrist over there. All right, make sure it's the wrist you've selected, and then I hit P, parent, so that wherever the wrist goes, this goes. All right, now that we have it, it's right here now, right here. Now that we have it over there, we need to create an IKFK control on this one. So I'm going to come here to channel, edit, okay, attribute editor, so that I have, oh, not attribute editor, sorry. Come to channel box, edit, add attribute, okay, right there. So, oh, sorry, we add an attribute. Now, we're going to add a float, okay, and the float usually is a scalar value, so it's between minimum 0, maximum 1. So we're going to be switching in between these two, and I'll call this one here IKFK. So IKFK, so that we can switch between the two, and I click on OK, and it adds it over here. All right, so now we have an Ikfk switch. If I select it, I do this, it goes 0 to 1, 0 to 1, like that. Now, first things first, what I want to do is, let me unhide all my controls first. Let me just hide, unhide, so let me hit that. So I have these and I have these ones here, all these. So I want to control, first of all, let me control their visibility before I control the switch. So this one here, when it's at 0, I want it at IK. See, IK here is the one that is fast. Then when it's at 1, oopsie, sorry. When it's at 1, I want it at FK. So at 0, I want the IK to be visible. So let me hide the FK first so that I deal with driven key over there. So I select this. Actually, I select this one here, the IK control, and I come over here to animation key, and then I come to set driven key, set. So this is the one that is driven over here, and its visibility. So, and the driver is going to be my Ikfk control. So I'll load that as the driver. So we have that. So we say Ikfk control controls the visibility. So I click on that. And right now the Ikfk control is at 0. So visibility is on, which is fine. So I key that. And then I come over here. Again, I take this one to 1. Oopsie. Take this one to 1 over there. And then the visibility of my control over here, I put it at 0. And then I key that now. Key that. So that now, when I come over here, if I switch back, you see switches on, off, on, okay, on, off. If it's IK, it switches on. If it's FK, it switches off, so that we can see the controls of the FK. So switching in between the two over there. All right. So I'll hide this one for now. Just hide it anyway. And then I'll come to the FK. So I'll do exactly the same work with the visibility of each and every one of these. So I'll start with my shoulder over here, okay, where visibility is on. I'll actually come in here and put this one at 1, so that now at 1 it's FK, so these ones should be on. So I'll select this one over here, and then I'll come to key, set driven key. All right, so FK shoulder, the driver is this one, load driver, and I'll say these ones FK IK is this one's visibility. So when it's at 1, this one should be on. This one should be on. So I key that. And then I come in here when it's at 0. This one should be off. So I put 0 over here, enter. And then I key that as well. I key that. All right. So once I do that, now I can come over here and select this. And when I switch it to 1, you see, I get FK. When I switch it to 0, IK. FK, IK. So it's switching the controls. And since I linked these ones, okay, since they're actually parented, that attribute is going through to all of them, which is okay. So now that I have that, I can easily now come in and try now switch the controls themselves. So I'll come use the shoulder. That's what I want. Come use the shoulder. And once I use the shoulder, I'll start this one at 0, which should be IK. Then I come to the shoulder here, and the shoulder is the driven. So I come over here and set driven, set shoulder. Okay, no, sorry, I'll have to come and pick on my constraints. So I'll start with the shoulder orient constraint. It's the one that we want to key. This is what we want to key, because we're having 2 over here. So that's what we want to key, shoulder orient. So we come over here, key, and set driven, we set that. And this is what we want to set, but we want to make sure that the driver is this one here, the Ikfk, and it's the Ikfk going to control these two, going to control the FK, oopsie, going to control the FK, these two. All right. So now, when it's at 0, it's IK. All right, when it's at 0, it's IK. So I'm going to come into my shoulder and say IK1 and FK, this one FK 0 over there. So once this one is 0, this is 1, and we come back to this one here and we say 0, which means this is 1, this is 0, and that's what we want to key for now. We key that, all right, and we key that one over there. Then we come back again and say when this is 1, this one, when this one is 1 over there, then our FK of the shoulder, let's come to the shoulder. So now when that one is 1, this one here should be 0, and this one here should be 1, like that. All right, and then we key, because that one has switched now to FK, then we key over there. All right, then we're going to do the same for our elbow again, our elbow one more time. So let me come over here, let me find a nice place to put this. Yeah, even there is fine. So again, we come to our elbow, and once we are at our elbow, we still have these two again. You notice they are not even keyed. And load as driven. Now we want to load them as driven. Load as driven, and again these two, and IKFK. So let me come over here again and say when it is, let me take it back to 0. When the IKFK is 0, it means we need an IK control, IK to be on, because I've put it over here, IK. So now I'll have to come now to my elbow and decide that this is 1, this should be 0, elbow should be 0. Okay, 0, 1. Okay, and then we key. Okay, enter, and then we key those things. Now we need to go the other way around. When this one is 1, now we are going to FK. When this one is 1, FK is the one that should be on. So we come to elbow, we say FK, this one IK is 0, FK 1, like that, and then enter. So FK is the one that is active, and we key that. All right, so now finally I come to my wrist. So I'll come and select my wrist over here and load driven again. So my wrist again, I'm going to do exactly the same. Right now they are sharing, they're both active. So we say when this one, oops, sorry, I have to make sure these ones are selected. So I come to IKFK. So when this one is 0, like that, IK is active. So we come to our wrist over here. IK is 1, FK should be 0. Okay, and then we key that like that. So FK not working, IK is the one that is active. All right, and then we reverse one more time. We come over here and we say when this one is 1, and then we come now to our wrist one more time and we say now FK is active and IK is 0. Okay, and then we key that one as well. So once we've done that, let's come over here and let's see what we have. So I'm going to come into this and I'm going to sort of switch to IK, and once I'm in IK mode, let me move these up. You see, let me just move it up, and once I move it up like that, okay, and maybe back a bit, be up like that. So our main hand now, let me close that. Our main shoulder is actually following the IK. And how do we know? Let's come here and test it out. If we were to come in and put this one at 0.5, let me just click here, middle mouse. You see there, it's switching between that and that, between one FK and one IK, like so. Like that. Okay. So all we need to do is hide this. Just hide that, and hide that. Okay, and hide that. So now, where we are, the animator will only see our main joint, and each time you move like this, it's our controls that are moving. All right, there we are. And when it's here, all you need to do is just move it around, just maybe do that, that is fine, and still you can switch back to our IK, which is up there, and we can still be able to move around, and I can take it to 0, 0, And I can also come in, switch back to FK and zero these out in terms of translation, zeros out. And then finally, just clean up this and just clean up this. This one is more of rotation, so no translate. Maybe you'll hide some of this, but that can be done a bit later. So I'll leave it there. Just continue practicing, people.